Dear students, let's begin with the new topic spectroscopy. So spectroscopy is nothing but the study of interaction of electromagnetic radiation with the matter. So this electromagnetic spectrum uh, in which the waves or the radiations are arranged in such a way that these radiations have increasing wavelength or decreasing frequency. So now what is mean by electromagnetic radiation then? The energy which travels in the form of waves is called electromagnetic radiation. It can propagate without the help of any material medium. The electromagnetic wave consists of an electric component and magnetic component which oscillates in planes perpendicular to each other. Means these electromagnetic radiation magnetic waves consist of both there is two components. One is electric component and another is magnetic component, and both these electric and magnetic component oscillates uh, in a medium which perpendicular to each other, and they propagate in the direction of propagation of wave. All electromagnetic radiations travel with the same velocity in vacuum. So all the radiations travel with the same velocity, that is 3 into 10 raised to 10 centimeter per second or 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. But these radiations differ in their frequency and the wavelength. Means all the electromagnetic radiations travels with the same speed, with the same velocity in vacuum, that is that speed of electromagnetic radiation is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, but these radiations differ in their frequency and wavelength. The distance between two consecutive crests or trough is called the wavelength. So the distance between two consecutive crests or trough is known as the wavelength. Now see this one, this is the wave, this is the complete wave. So this is crest, this is trough, and the distance between the successive crest and trough is known as the wavelength. So the frequency is nothing but number of complete cycles per second. So the number of cycles which travel from a point per second is called as the frequency, and the unit of this frequency is measured in terms of hertz. The frequency and wavelength of radiation are related with the following equation, that is nu is equal to c upon lambda. That is, this frequency and this wavelength are inversely proportional to each other, and c is nothing but the velocity of radiation. So if the frequency of radiation is more, means what? The wavelength of that radiation is lower. If wavelength is more, means energy of that radiation is lower. The wave number is defined as number of waves per centimeter in vacuum. So how many number of waves per centimeter in the vacuum, that number is known as the wave number, and this wave number is reciprocal of the wavelength. So nu bar is equal to 1 upon lambda. So nu is equal to c upon lambda. So this nu is equal to c upon lambda, and nu is equal to c nu bar. So this nu bar is nothing but the wave number, and it is inversely proportional to the wavelength. So next, what is the unit of wavelength? So we just seen here, wavelength is nothing but the distance between two consecutive crest or trough is called as wavelength, and the unit of this wavelength is different for different spectral regions. So 1 micron is nothing but 10 raised to minus 4 centimeter. So 1 micron is nothing but 10 raised to 4 centimeter. 1 millimicron is nothing but 10 raised to minus 7 centimeter. 1 nanometer is equal to 10 raised to minus 7 centimeter. 1 angstrom is equal to 10 raised to minus 8 centimeter. And so we know that this wave number is inversely proportional to the wavelength. So 1 micron is nothing but 10 raised to minus 4 centimeter, 1 millimicron is 10 raised to minus 7 centimeter, 1 nanometer is nothing but 10 raised to minus 7 centimeter, and 1 angstrom is equal to 10 raised to minus 8 centimeter. The wavelength of infrared radiation is generally expressed in terms of wave number. So for the IR radiations, the wavelength of these radiations are generally expressed in terms of wave number. Higher the wave number actually means lower wavelength, because these are inversely proportional to each other. The various electromagnetic radiations are arranged in decreasing order of frequency or increasing order of wavelength, constitute the electromagnetic spectrum. So in a spectrum, in electromagnetic spectrum, the various radiations are arranged in the decreasing order of frequency or in the increasing order of wavelength. If you see this spectrum, so in the left hand side gamma rays are there, X-rays, then UV visible, UV is there visible, then IR radiations, then micro, and finally the radio waves. As we move from the left to right in the electromagnetic spectrum, the frequency of these radiations goes on decreasing. See here, the gamma rays have more frequency than radio waves, and we know that the frequency and energy is directly proportional, means more the frequency, more is the energy of that radiation. Means in the electromagnetic spectrum, the gamma rays have more energy than other UV visible and IR radiations. So this is the unit, the point unit of wavelength. So see here, they have arranged after X-ray, gamma, X-ray is there, means X-ray have less energy than gamma rays. Then UV is there, UV has more energy than visible radiations. Visible has more radiation, more energy than IR radiation. So IRs are again differentiated into near IR, then far IR, UV, far IR, and UV. Then after that microwaves are there, and finally the less energy, more wavelength radio waves are there. So the next point is quantization of energy. So what is mean by quantization of energy? We know that every radiation has a dual nature, that is it behaves as a wave and also as a particle nature. So the wave has the electromagnetic radiations have dual nature. One is wave nature and another is particle nature. This dual nature explains the different properties of radiation. These natures explain the different properties of radiation. Earlier it was thought that radiant energy is emitted or absorbed continuously, but according to the Max Planck quantum theory, idea has modified. Now see here, the first, the radiant energy is emitted or absorbed discontinuously in the form of small energy packets called as quanta. Means the radiant energies which is emitted, it has a small energy packets called as quanta. In case of light radiation, each quantum is called a photon. So small energy packets of radiations are known as photons. So each quantum of energy has a definite amount of energy which is directly proportional to the frequency of radiation emitted or absorbed. Means each photon has its own specific energy, and that energy depends upon the frequency or the wavelength of that radiation. Now see here the equation, E is directly proportional to nu, E is equal to the h nu. So h is nothing but the proportionally constant, that is Planck's constant, 6.625 into 10 raised to minus 24 ergs into second. So nu is, we know that nu is nothing but frequency of radiation. So the frequency and energy are directly proportional to each other. If more the frequency of radiation, more is the energy of that light. So the third point, the energy can be absorbed or emitted only in multiples of quantum, that is in the form of h nu, 2 h nu, 3 h nu etc., but never as a fraction of quantum. Fourth one, consider two energy states E1 and E2 where 1 and 2 are in fact quantum numbers. The transition state takes place between these energy states when appropriate energy is either absorbed or emitted. According to Planck, this energy is called as quantized. Means the energy difference between E1 and E2, that is two energy states. If we give this much energy to any molecule, then there is a transition takes place from one energy level to another energy. So this we know that E is equal to h nu. The difference in energy between the two levels is equal to h nu. So the next point is adsorption phenomena. So these are the properties of radiation. So the next is absorption phenomena. The absorption spectroscopy deals with the effect of electromagnetic radiation on matter. So, when a beam of electromagnetic radiation is passed through matter, passed through solution of a compound, the following phenomena may occur. Now, see this one, this is the solution, and through that we are passing the beam of radiation whose intensity of radiation is I0, and this is the transmitted beam, and the transmitted beam has intensity I, and this is the length of the solution or length of the path. This is nothing but the scattering here. So see here in the first, when light is passed through the solution, it may pass through the matter with little or no absorption of radiation. Means when we pass the electromagnetic radiation through the solution, it may absorb, or there is no any absorption of radiation by these molecules. Second one, the direction of propagation of the wave or the beam may be altered by a reflection or a refraction etc. Means the direction of propagation of beam. Now see here, this is the direction of propagation of beam. So this is altered due to the reflection. Suppose the wave is coming like this one, but if it is reflected, then it goes from that, or it is reflected from that path. A part of radiation may scattered, means some amount of light is get scattered in the direction perpendicular to the direction of propagation. Means suppose light wave radiation is coming here, so at that point suppose there is an reflection takes place or scattering takes place, then the scattered light again travels back to the same path. Means the incident radiation and the scattered radiation are in the same plane. The direction may be, the radiation may be absorbed completely or partially. Means what here? When the electromagnetic radiation is passed through the absorbing solution, then the light may absorb, or there is no any absorption, or the direction of propagation of beam is get altered, or some part of radiation is get scattered through the solution, or complete absorption of radiation takes place. This absorption of radiation is important in absorption spectroscopy. So in absorption spectroscopy, we are studying how much amount of radiation is absorbed by the absorbing solution. When the radiation interact with matter, energy is transferred to the matter. This leads to the absorption of radiation. Means when we pass a radiation through the solution, then some amount of energy of that radiation is absorbed by the matter which is present in the solution. This leads to the absorption of radiation. In such a case, the intensity of transmitted beam will be less than the incident beam. Means intensity of incident beam is get decreased due to the absorption of radiation by the solution. The difference between the two gives the intensity of absorbed radiation. The medium consists of molecules which actually absorb the radiation and gain energy. So if molecules are present in the solution, then when we pass the radiation through the solution, then the amount of energy is absorbed by the molecules which are present in the solution. The amount of energy gain depends upon the frequency of radiation. If higher the frequency, greater will be the energy gained by that molecule. So the energy delta E is equal to h nu. H is the Planck's constant and nu is the frequency of radiation. If more the frequency of radiation, more energy to the wave. The different types of molecules absorb radiation of different wavelength. Means different types of radiation molecules absorb different types of radiations or wavelength, and also to the different extent. Thus absorption process is a specific phenomena related to the characteristic of molecular structure. Means if the structure of molecule is different, then the absorption by the molecule is also different. The energy absorbed by the molecules will cause different changes in them. When molecule absorbs energy, then there is different changes occurs in the molecule. It may cause electronic excitation, or that is electrons are shifted from lower energy level to the higher energy, or it may cause vibrational excitation, that is increase in the amplitude of vibration of atoms of the molecule. Finally, it may lead to rotation excitation, that is transition of molecules from lower rotation energy level to higher rotational energy level. The exact changes which take place depend on the nature of radiation and the molecular structure. The absorption may cause even more than one kind of excitation. Means when a molecule absorbs radiation, the molecule may undergoes electronic excitation, or it may undergoes vibrational excitations, or all the excitations takes place in a single molecule by the absorption of radiation. That is, along with electronic excitation, the molecule undergoes vibrational and rotational excitation. Out of these three excitations, the electronic excitation requires more energy than vibrational excitations, and vibrational excitations require more energy than the rotational excitation. So these are the changes which are taking place when the molecule absorbs electromagnetic radiation. So depending upon the energy of electromagnetic radiation, the molecule undergoes different excitations or different changes takes place in the molecule. Now see here, this is the table where what happened with the different electromagnetic radiations is given here. So the left hand side different radiations are given. On the right hand side there are what happens to the molecule and what are the changes are caused in a molecule is given. Means when a gamma radiation is incident on the molecule, the nuclear reaction takes place. When X-rays are incident on a molecule, the inner electronic transition takes place. With the UV visible radiations, ionization, vacuum UV ionization takes place. In case of UV radiations, there is an electronic transition takes place. Along with the electronic transition, the molecule undergoes vibrational excitation and rotational excitation. So the visible molecule, UV, ultraviolet and visible radiations, by use of that electronic transition takes place. If infrared radiation is there, then molecule undergoes stretching and bending, that is excitation. And with the far infrared rotational excitation in the molecule takes place. And if microwaves are incident on a molecule, the nuclear magnetic resonance, that is NMR, the nuclear magnetic resonance takes place in the molecule. So the last property of this electromagnetic radiation is how to measure the absorption, measurement of absorption. So the absorption of radiations can be studied with the help of the Lambert-Beard's law, that is laws of photometry. This law is applicable only to very dilute, homogeneous and transparent solutions. Transparent solutions of equal thickness, transparent solutions. Now see here what is meant by Lambert-Beard's law. So the Lambert-Beard's law states that layers of homogeneous solutions of equal thickness absorb equal fraction of incident radiation. Means what? When we pass When we pass monochromatic light through the homogeneous solution of equal thickness, these solutions absorb equal fraction of incident radiation. So this is the law of photometry, that is law of Lambert-Beard's law. And the proportion of light absorbed. So how much amount of light absorbed depends upon the number of molecules in its path, that is, it is proportional to the concentration of solution and the thickness or path length of the cell. So this law is expressed mathematically as follow: log I0 upon I is equal to epsilon C into L. So C is nothing but the concentration, epsilon is molar absorptivity, and L is nothing but it is the path length of that solution. So log I0 upon I is equal to epsilon C into L. And the term log I0 upon I is called as optical density, or it is known as absorptivity, A. So A is equal to epsilon C into L. So epsilon is molar extinction coefficient, and C is the concentration, L is the path length, and A is the optical density of the solution. So when molecule absorbs radiations and they gives us the spectrum, that is known as absorption spectrum. So see here what happened. The intensity of absorption of radiation can be measured by optical density, means how much amount of light is absorbed is calculated by use of optical density term. Thus a particular compound is analyzed in a range of wavelength and the optical densities are found at each wavelength, means a particular compound is analyzed in the range of particular wavelength and optical densities are found by use of that wavelength of radiations. Now see this graph. So in this case the optical density is plotted against the wavelength or frequency of radiation, and therefore the spectra is known as absorption spectrum. So in this absorption spectrum, optical density is plotted against the wavelength or frequency of radiation. So sometimes the optical density is plotted against the wavelength in terms of wave number also. So now see here, the region where the absorption is maximum is called absorption band. If you see this graph, there is a curve that in that case, so there is a curve, so this curve is maximum here, and at that place there is a maximum absorption takes place, and that wavelength of radiation is nothing but the lambda max value, maximum absorption. The wavelength at which absorption peak appears is called as lambda max. The value of molar extinction coefficient at maximum absorption is called Emax. So Emax is calculated at the maximum absorption value. The lambda max indicates the position of absorption band, and Emax gives the intensity of absorption at that wavelength. If you see this lambda value, so lambda value gives the position of absorption band, and Emax gives intensity of absorption. From the absorption spectrum, the values of lambda max and Emax for various absorption band are found by or calculated by use of the graph. So this is nothing but absorption spectrum. The wavelength of incident radiation is changed or varied by rotating the prism in the single beam or double beam spectrophotometer. The absorption spectrum is automatically plotted by the recorder, and the source of radiation used depends upon the type of radiation is going to be used during the analysis. So these are the properties and some basic terms before going to study the actual UV and visible spectroscopy. So what is meant by electromagnetic spectrum, just we have seen. So each radiation, that is the electromagnetic radiations have velocity 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second in the vacuum. It is constant for each and every radiation. So the wavelength of radiation is nothing but the distance between two successive crests or trough. So nu is inversely proportional to lambda. If more the frequency of radiation, lower is the wavelength of that radiation, and the wavelength is calculated in terms of wave number also. So wave number is nothing but number of waves per centimeter, and it is given by the equation nu bar is equal to 1 upon lambda. So the unit of wavelength is calculated for different radiations at different regions. So the wavelength can be calculated in terms of micron, millimicron, nanometer, angstrom, or in terms of wave number. So this is the electromagnetic spectrum just you have in front of you. So gamma rays have more energy than radio waves, and these radiations are arranged in the form of more wavelength radiations, or from left to right. These arranged with less frequency radiations. So next, each and every radiation has its own energy, and this radiation is energy of radiation is calculated in terms of quantum, that is E is directly proportional to nu. If more the frequency, more is the energy of that radiation. Absorption spectroscopy, we have studied what is meant by Lambert's-Beard's law. So by use of that we can calculate the absorption or optical density of the solution. So this is absorption spectrum. It is plotted optical density against the lambda max value. Thank you.